welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And on Instagram and Ravelry, you can find me as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
You really went for the longest name you could think of, didn't you?
No, it's because I ended up spelling it out, because when it was 8 characters, or I got that email right when they changed it from max of 8 letters, and it ended up being, so if I did the number 2,
4.
Liz, and the number 4, and you, and I spelled Liz with 1 Z, then it was 8 characters.
Got it.
But then they switched it, like right as I was about to make it, and I was able to write it all out.
And that's exciting. Yes. Well, I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and on Instagram I've been posting as Knitting in Our Jeans.
Yes.
And I did post the fact that I only had 20-some rows to go for my Etude.
To your split?
Yes. Well,
but you did it!
I did it. You want to... Here.
It's beautiful.
And we have gone 2 times 9, 18, and...
I mean, I'd say it's about 3 inches.
24. So I've gone 24 rows past the split.
This is really nice.
Plus 9. 24, 33 rows past the split. Here's my arm. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to finish this ball. And then I will do sleeves. Because then I can do the sleeves and then knit the body all the way down as far as I have yarn.
Knit your body, addi.
Yes. Yes, yes. So that is my plan. And what I did this week in addition is I finished face masks.
Yes, you did.
So we got 2 face masks out to our local vet, and then we mailed 8 face masks out to someone in Herndon, Virginia.
Nice.
And then you have 2, I have 2, and Rich has almost 2. He has decided he wants longer strings on his, so he has to try mine on to tell me how much longer the strings have to be. So we do have face masks. So everybody... Now is the time to start making face masks if you haven't made them up till now.
They are still recommending N95s for all healthcare professionals, and surgical masks for healthcare professionals who cannot access N95s. But for the general public, for social distancing measures, to wear a face mask of fabric or of like a bandana folded. There are a whole bunch of videos out there.
There's one I saw the other day. You basically taking a towel, putting 2 hair ties, then folding it over so the folds are in front of your mouth, and then you lift the hair ties over your ears, which I thought was interesting.
Yes. So
there are
a lot of people,
ones.
Yes, and a lot of people are saying that these masks are difficult to breathe through. So are N95s.
Yes.
That's the point, because it keeps things filtered.
Yes.
So just... I'm not going to get on my soapbox too high, but I'm just going to say, if it's difficult, I'm sorry. But it's also necessary.
Coronavirus is worse.
Yes.
We hear. Luckily, we've not gotten it.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
So, we've been looking at hair. Last night, I woke up around 1:30, 2 o'clock, and couldn't get back to sleep. So, around 3 o'clock, I almost got up and cut my hair.
Do you see this, Mom? But this is the 2-tone I was talking about.
I got that, but then I got 2-tone here, too. So
we're a pair of 2-tone Chevys over here.
Yeah, and so you can see the blonde in here goes to here, and then it's white.
Yep.
Then I figured, and then you can see the length. So the length of my hair that's white is down to there. I realized if I cut it, it would be a skull cap. So that stopped me. And then the other thing that stopped me was I had just bought these bun wraps. And I thought, no, rats. They're the donuts.
Oh.
The rats. If you look it up, it's a hair rat.
Okay.
And I thought, well, having bought the hair rat, why would I cut it now?
Yeah. And I've got mermaid length hair going on. I was talking
purple to here.
And it's purple to about here. I was going to go and get it redone for Easter. That is obviously now not an option.
No,
but I do have some overtone still. So I think when I come over, also because my parents' bathroom is green.
Yes.
And their tub is already gross looking. Because it's
well,
green.
It's green.
Not because of any, like...
It's clean, but green.
Yeah. So if I accidentally turn some of it purple, that's okay. So Mom doesn't care. Dad found it a little disruptive, and I was like, oh well. Because I prefer to do it over here, also because their shower here doesn't scream at me.
Right, it does.
My shower screams at me.
Yes.
One of the valves is loose, and yes, I've lived there for 4 years. No, I haven't gotten it fixed yet.
Well,
there are some things you just deal with.
Exactly.
So that's probably going to happen next weekend.
For people who are celebrating Palm Sunday and Easter, happy Palm Sunday.
Yes, happy Holy Week. And those who are celebrating Passover.
Zis and Pesach.
Zis and Pesach.
Yes.
We know, and we are with you in this being a very difficult time to not be in community with
your family,
your friends, anyone who you also celebrate these times with.
Elizabeth was saying this morning as we participated in the church service coming from the Washington National Cathedral that she actually missed the trooping from the parish house around the courtyard, and into the church this year. And I just laughed because I wasn't going to do any trooping this year at all. I was going to go and sit in my place in the choir loft and wait for everybody to show up. Because there's no way that Limp Along was going to go marching around the courtyard.
Yeah, no,
although it was a beautiful day. It was a gorgeous day for doing it. It's just, no. So, and our church decided not to distribute palms, which I think was a really good idea. We don't have any drive-up areas at the moment. We would have had to erect a tent next to the driveway. And, why put the person who's handing the palms out at risk? Yeah. I guess we could have put palms out and we could have in a basket and just picked them up. But
we would have had to get palms from the florist. It's a bit more involved than... And we have a lot of vulnerable people in our church population.
We do.
So that was good.
Yes.
We made that decision.
We did watch the Washington National Cathedral broadcast.
The Washington National Cathedral.
So, please, all of you, do your best.
Safe.
I know it's difficult. And some people are going stir crazy. I had a graduate student.
I was going to say, there is someone in this house who is going stir crazy.
Yes.
The one other person who lives here and is not in this room.
I had a graduate student text me going, Dr. Predmor, how are you? I hope you're okay. And I'm like, you have never met anybody who is so well suited for hunkering down as I am. I mean, between the sewing and the knitting and
the BritBox and the Acorn. Oh, and the Amazon.
I know. It's fantabulous. I have ordered a coat pattern from antiquepatterns.com. It is a coat from 1912 that I'm intending to make into a raincoat. I have the raincoat material.
You do.
So we'll see how that goes. I should be getting that pattern this week. See what else.
I got a robe pattern, leggings, and an apron pattern because they were on sale, and why not?
And then last night I was looking up how to make a capsule wardrobe. And, what do you need to, keep as central things in your closet? And some I didn't have, like a long-sleeve white t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So...
You have one on.
No, this is a winter skins...
Oh, okay.
Undershirt,
Okay, winter silks undershirt? Okay.
Winter silks long underwear type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes. This is not something I would go out of the house.
Oh, okay.
So... Anyway, and the woman who was talking on this webcast, I can't remember who she was, gave the name of a company in Canada that she said, I really like the feel of these things, yada, yada. So at 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, I logged onto their website, and lo and behold, those t-shirts were on sale. One I got for $6.
I mean, I don't know if we told you about this last week, but... Not this past week, it was last Sunday. So we couldn't have talked about it. So last Sunday, I went home and I realized I don't have an iron at my apartment.
Right.
And so I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't even get tired in that I'm going to sleep kind of way. Which I usually start to feel at 12:30ish if I'm staying up, later. And I even had Great British Bake Off on, which, if anyone knows me, knows that it's my comfort show.
Exactly.
And I can very easily lay down and listen to it, and it puts me to sleep in a very soothing way. It wasn't working. So then I was like, all right, we're going to look up some irons. Because I was looking at my fabric, and I had just finished tracing out the Winslow Culottes pattern, and I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to start cutting it out, what do I need to do that? And I was like, oh, if I'm going to start, like, making these, I need an iron. So I went, and I looked up, and the top 2 rated ones were the Rowenta, can't even remember what it is now, but it's a Rowenta steam iron. It's like a Steam 5000 or something. And the Oscillo, I think it's called the Oscillo. We will link it below. And they're the top 2 rated right now for home sewing.
And they seem to be evenly rated.
Yes.
The other thing was you had a Rowenta of some type for the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I have enjoyed them. They have more steam vents on the bottom than many regular irons.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a steam generator iron that was my second one. My first one was attached to an ironing board, which I actually like better than I like this one. I think if my present Rowenta were out, I would get a gravity feed steam iron, much like Bernadette Banner has.
Yeah, so this is the DW9280. I haven't plugged it in yet. It only showed up on Wednesday, and I wanted to wash most of my fabric. Forgot to bring the knits that I'm going to use, actually, for the pants muslins. Oh, well. They just won't get washed before I cut them. Oh, well. I feel a little bit nervous about doing that now that I've said it aloud.
Yeah.
I guess they're coming home for Easter.
Absolutely.
I guess I could bring the pattern too and cut them out here, and we
Why
can
not?
just go for it.
Why not?
No, I don't know. I don't know now. So that happened. That happened at like 1:30. I text Mom, and I'm like, I'm looking at these 2 irons. What are your thoughts? Thinking that she might have already gone to sleep, because Mom typically goes to bed between midnight and 2 a.m.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, we had a busy day. Like, we did stuff. Like, maybe she's asleep. No, 10 minutes later. I like the Rowenta. The other one's cute, too, and it looks good. But the Rowenta, I think, is the one to go with.
Well, and it was less
expensive. And it was less expensive. And I was like, okay, great. And so at 2 o'clock in the morning, I ordered an iron. It has since showed up. I have not unpacked it, as I said, because I didn't want to tempt myself. Well,
what I've been doing is I've been having boxes delivered, and then they sit for 24 hours.
Oh, it didn't get opened until Thursday.
So they say that
the only thing that came in and I immediately opened was the wine because I wanted to put it in the fridge.
Right. That makes sense.
And I did unpack that, but also I did wipe them down. So
we've
there was
been
that.
washing our groceries. One I saw an Amazon delivery got delivered, and it was evening, but I let it sit on the porch all night.
That's fine.
So I figured the weather and everything else will help wash those germs right off. And didn't hurt what was in the box, so that's fine. Yeah.
So that was another Predmor 2 a.m. purchase. Yes. We're very good at those.
I have to say my coat was not a 2 a.m. purchase. Don't you think that coat's cute?
It's very you.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
It's very you. It's not me. It's very you.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be almost like a Matrix
It's going to be great for you, I know. I know. Whereas I want to use that other fabric we found the raincoaty kind of fabric that we found downstairs. That has kind of a mystical-y print on it.
Well, I don't remember it, but that's okay.
But whatever. I was going to say, but if you're using the bright blue, that means
blue.
I can use the other one.
Well, yeah. I bought that bright blue for a raincoat.
Right. So then you can have the bright blue one, I can have the patterned one, and my grandmother's calling.
Okay.
So hold on.
Yes.
No, we'll record it. It's fine.
Okay.
Hey, Nan. Yeah, we're doing great. Yes, yep, I have everything I need. I mean, I think I have to go to the grocery store probably later next week, maybe even next Monday, but yes, I'm working from home. All right, love you. Bye. 30 seconds.
And that's the length of her usual phone call.
I got a 2-minute phone call when I called her earlier this week.
Really?
I got 2 minutes.
Amazing.
Sorry, I also didn't feel that we need to edit this now.
Right.
I do love my grandmother. It's just very funny that when she calls any of the grandkids, it is under a minute.
Yeah.
And if any of us call her, it is under 3 minutes. Because she's very old-fashioned. She still thinks that she pays by the minute.
Yeah.
Which is not the case. But that was very sweet of her
as it may.
confirming that I'm not going into the office tomorrow.
Yes.
So we were talking about 2 a.m. purchases, your raincoat, but yes, if you're making the blue one, then I can make the patterned one.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Yes.
And actually, on that note, Mood Fabrics has a whole set of patterns that are free.
Yes.
So definitely check those out if you sew. Because they're really well done. And
they show them in a variety of body types, which is nice.
I was going to bring that up. That is, they're size inclusive as far as I can tell. And they're really lovely designs. And they have a whole, plethora of range of designs.
Yes.
So that's pretty great. They are also currently, I think, still shipping, but their shipping times are extended in terms of, how long it takes you to get the stuff from them. Because
there's not as many of them working.
Exactly. I was getting there.
Sorry.
And I did just get an email from the fabscrap.com where I had gotten the fabric that I talked about last week, and it says that they are going to be having someone in the warehouse shipping orders 1 day a week.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll get my fabric in the next 2 weeks for my dress.
Okay.
So that I can make that. That'll be super exciting. I'm going to be so well outfitted after this whole apocalypse is over. It's going to be great. Yeah, so just check out those, specifically Mood. I know also, posted some loungewear stuff recently, and fabrics that are good for loungewear since we're all working from home. And yes, I did get dressed up today because I was like, I need to wear something cute. But yeah, so those are just some things going on in the world that I wanted to bring up.
So I'm wearing my Wellwood.
Yes, what are you?
That was made out of loft.
Mm-hmm. Cute little throw it on.
Yeah. I've started going through my sweater collection and trying not to wear the same thing 2 days in a row. Which is easy to do, especially since I'm tending to get dressed in the hallway.
Yeah.
Because I go to bed later than he does, and I get up earlier than he does.
Yeah.
So I try not to get dressed in the bedroom so that I don't wake him up.
Yes.
So anyway, I found this with my long underwear shirt on underneath, and you've got something in your lap.
Yes. So this is a dress I've had for years, but I wanted to get Mom's opinion because I had gotten done with the sleeve decreases on my ease. But I feel like they're baggy.
Are you going to put a cuff on them?
Well, yeah, I'm going to knit them probably another 3 inches, I think, and then it's a cuff. They're supposed to be long, but
I think with a cuff they'll be fine.
Okay. But yes, so my ease has been at this stage for probably since about Wednesday.
I like it.
I do too. So, okay. So if I knit another 3 inches or so and then a super long cuff, I then can scooch them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you want them. I wouldn't
super
want
tight.
them tight. No. Because
Any
then
tighter?
you stretch the yarn.
Okay.
I think they look good.
Okay. So that decision has been made. Yeah, so I didn't finish it this week because I ran into this quandary.
Right.
But I am close.
Very close.
I am close.
Very close.
Very close.
Okay,
so what are you working on?
I am working on my Etude, and if you looked at our Instagram, I had posted, well, I only have like 20 rows to go before I separate.
Showed that before.
We did?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, I like it.
It's great.
I can't remember things anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you're working on?
No, I didn't pick, I worked on face masks, and then Richard is rewiring the house in terms of moving. I don't think a telephone's going in the basement, but certainly internet was going in the basement, because that way we could watch the television in the basement, the BritBox, and the YouTube, and the
Amazon and the Acorn.
And the Acorn. So he was making that so that to encourage me to get down there and exercise.
You have to
thumbs up for that.
We'd have to get you another Roku box.
We could put it on the computer. I could have my iPad playing down there.
Okay. I was going to say, if you're playing it off the TV, none of those TVs are...
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that. If he feels so directed, he could get one. He could read the number off the present Roku and get the same one. So anyway, he was doing that, and I had to move some of the pattern boxes because I have what would be a full 2 filing cabinets worth of patterns.
That you all have seen or heard at least of our culling of the patterns, that we went from about 4 filing cabinets worth down to 2.
Yes, so when I moved those, I went through, there was some more fabric, so I got that separated. So that was good.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I come in this morning and Mom goes, I've got some fabric downstairs I put on your sewing machine case. Is it yours?
We decided
Mind
it was
you,
mine.
The first thing on it is Mom's black,
Insulate.
No, it's her cardigan. I was like, Mom, this is yours. And she goes, right, yes, that is mine. Well, and then I pulled out the fabric, and I was like, no, I didn't, but I'll take it if you don't want it. And she goes, no, I want that now.
No, I want it, but I didn't want to do something with it if it was yours.
And then we found the original coat that we were going to make you when we made my first coat.
Right.
Oh, my goodness, almost 10 years ago.
It will be nice as, I think what they call them is a trapeze coat.
Yeah, we could also do it in the A-line, the A-line skirted pattern of the princess coat by Gertie.
I think
You just want like a cape coat?
Well, yeah, they call it a trapeze, I believe. Okay. So anyway, and
interesting.
Yes, very interesting. So we've identified that fabric.
Good.
Put more fabric away.
Yes.
I have, so then we got everything rerouted. He's now got a telephone in the study up here. I don't think I'm going to move everything up here to get a telephone in here. I can sit in his room or I can sit in the kitchen, something. But so that got done. There was something else. Oh, and then I found this yarn.
Yes.
So this is from one of our yarn crawls. So this is a combination of Rowan and Loft. And this is the pattern was a cardigan and sweater. So it's a twin set.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I don't know if you all recall how much my mother loves a twin set.
So it's called Thorn and Rumor. So that's what these are for. I have to look at them again and see, do I still like them? Obviously, we have the pattern because I photocopied at least part of it. Rumor does look good. It's got a nice V-neck.
I think Rumor is both of them.
I do too. So anyway, and I had these patterns when we went on the yarn crawl. So I believe I picked up the stuff that has, you see the sequins?
Yep. It's the kids' showcase with the sequins.
Yes. And then we've got all kinds of loft in here. And I don't know if you remember, but I really don't like working with loft because it will tear at the drop of the hat. You go at it and it will break. And I have this sweater's quantity.
Plus the sweater she's wearing is made out of it.
Yes.
So it wears well.
It wears very well. Once it's knit up, it seems to be fine. It's just when you're working with it. And then I have another sweaters quantity here, and I spent today looking up about 5 or 6 different patterns. And there's one that is a cowl neck, which is pretty. But again, thinking about this capsule wardrobe, having it as a cardigan would be, I think, better. And I think it would be good for a summer sweater because it's so light.
Okay.
So I'm going to be looking at those cardigan patterns that I picked up and doing that. But wait, there's more.
There is. This is
Baroque Decay.
Vintage Decay.
And it goes into, you want to hold this? I have a book on jackets, knitted jackets. So my mother bought me this yarn for this knitted jacket. Now I'm going to have to hunt down the book.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I don't have the name of the book on here. But it's up over there someplace. So those skins were bought for that pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from the same book, there is this. Oh, this is VK Holland. No, this is a smart pullover. This is not a pullover. There's another jacket, a very tweeded jacket, almost like a Chanel.
That you have that purple and that for.
This.
And I think the purple, too, goes with it.
I'm not sure about that. The purple has sparkles in it. See that?
I thought they all went together, but maybe
I don't
not.
think so. I think this is for something else.
Okay.
What is this?
I
This
don't
is
know.
Baroque Flicker. Because I've got look, we have 2 up there, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I got 12 of those things.
Okay.
So I think, and then we've got Flicker. And we've got of the Flicker too. So I think we have something like 5 or 6 sweaters in here. Just what I needed to do is find more yarn.
Yeah.
But at least we found it.
Yep.
So it could be made up. And at least there's sweaters. So in the packing, you don't have to worry about them wrinkling and all this other kind of stuff. So that's really a pleasant surprise. I really wasn't sure what was in that box. I actually thought it was fabric, but it's not.
So I have also been working on my Starflake by Stephen West, the Mystery Knit-Along of 2019. And I am up to section 7, which is the section right before the border. And I have 6 more garter ridges to do, of about 600 stitches each row. And then I will do the bind off, which is an I-cord bind off, a striped I-cord bind off.
Oh, well, that'll be fun.
Every 6 rows, I think you switch off between the 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you're talking about that as 600 stitches, before I
know.
separated, this was 338 stitches.
I understand.
You know, it's not uncommon to have something that you actually wear.
I know.
Having a lot of stitches. I'm now working on a size 3. It's very interesting. This pattern, which is Etude, you start off with a 2.5 needle for the neck. And then when you finish this roll collar part, you then go into a 4 for the lace. And then when you finish the lace, they have you go into a 3. And it says to go to a 3 at that time. And then I read the directions wrong. And it says at the hem, go to a 3. And I'm already on a 3. But the 3 I'm on is a 3.5 millimeter. And what they want you to do is go to the 2.5 for a 3 millimeter. What's happening?
Your watch was recording.
Oh, good. For some unknown reason, my watch every once in a while will decide to start recording.
Oh, it thinks that you're asking Siri a question.
Right.
Yeah. Super fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I am on size 3s. I had been working with the Addi clicks, which are these that then go on top of the connector. Let's try not to. There we go. And so you push it down and you twist it. And if you do it right, they won't come off. Nope. Anyway. So, and I'm here to tell you, I use the Addi clicks for all of the lace.
And then to put them back in, or take them off, you push it in and undo it.
Yeah. Which is nice, but it does have a join
that is very
noticeable.
distinct.
Yes. And so what happens is as you're knitting in the round, and so your stitches have to come up over that join going this way, and it's against the grain basically. And so you have to be very careful to not put extra stress on your yarn. I think that if I was working with a thicker yarn, so say a DK, a worsted, or an Aran, I don't know that it would be a big deal.
Okay.
But when you're working with a fingering, and this is a light fingering.
And it's a single.
It was somewhat annoying, to be quite frank. I loved the olive wood needle. I mean, the needle tip in olive wood was delicious. Absolutely delicious to work with. But I wasn't happy with the joint. Of course, and once you move the stitch onto your right hand needle, it slips off the big part onto the little part, and it's happy. It's only coming this way.
While you're moving stitches up your needle.
Yes, that it hits the joint going in the wrong direction. And, I had to sit there and I had to bunch them up and then gently move them in order to get enough ease in the individual stitches to move them up over the joint. So, if you're thinking about Addi clicks, I'm someone who, with my interchangeable needles, often unscrews them as I knit. I'm not sure what it is that I do that as I knit that causes them to unscrew, but they do. If I manage to screw the tips onto the cord using the plastic holders and the locking thing, that thing that goes through the little holes, the pin, it tends to stay together better. But how many times, so many times you're trying to switch your tips that you can't find the little rubber holder in the pin or something else. And I have the stuff around, but can I find them when I want them? The answer is probably no. So I have on occasion been knitting along and had the tip separate from the cord. Always exciting. So the Addis won't do that. They absolutely will not do that. They will give you agitation in another way. So that's one of the reasons why I have bought the dedicated single size circular needles. I'm really good at magic loops, so I can buy
the 40s
or the 60s and magic loop my way through almost anything. The loop doesn't bother me. I can understand it would bother some people, but it doesn't bother me. And many of the wooden circular needles don't come in sizes below a 4. And the reason for that is that below a size 4, you can
the interchangeables, you mean?
Well, in almost any needle, let me finish, because you can easily break the smaller sizes. So I've had wooden 1s, wooden 2s, and wooden 3s, and I break them.
Yeah. I know. I've gotten the text message to order you new ones.
Yes. So
it's not that they don't make them, it's that you prefer not to knit with them.
Well, I said either they don't make them, or the ones that do, I've managed to break them. And one of the reasons that some of the needle companies don't make them is that they know you are going to break them. For example, the Addi Click set that I got as part of the grand prize starts at 4s and goes up from there. So it's not uncommon for needle manufacturers to say, this is getting a little too delicate, let's not go there. And I decided not to pull out a wooden set when I was going to move to the 3. So I'm working with Chow Goose, and I have to say that what's nice about the Chow Goose is that cord. It's not flapping up and hitting me in the face. It's not doing anything bizarre. It's just holding the sweater and moving on. So that part's really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so it doesn't really curl upon itself. It's a nice cord.
So I've done a few other things this week too.
What have you done?
I have done... So remember how I said I had a hole in a pair of socks? I have since re-knit the toe. So now, no hole.
Yay!
So, another pair of socks for me.
That's excellent.
And something I've been talking about doing for years, I did the I-cord along
excellent.
the neckline. So
now it won't slip off your
now
shoulders.
it won't slip off my shoulders. I do need to weave in the ends, but I'm really happy with that.
That's great.
So I finally did that. Nothing like sitting in your apartment for hours on end to get you to finding the ball of yarn to get you to do it. So now let me put
Really
this back
focus and
away.
actually get your project finished.
Yeah. So I did get a few things in the mail. Shelly Can had a sale that was going on. So I got these 2 pins. One is a little bear holding a bunch of skeins of yarn, and one that's a pot that says literally dying. Spelt like dying yarn. And then I got one of her pocket sweatshirts with her Avo yarn.
Oh, that's cute.
And so, yeah. And then with it, she sent an avocado yarn sticker.
Oh, cute.
And one of our Hello, I'm Worth It stickers.
Very nice.
So this is super comfy. I put it on when I got it.
Oh my goodness. That's lovely.
It's so lovely.
Oh, that's lovely.
So this might become part of my work from home rotation / just what I throw on during the day. So I'm excited about that. And then I also got my printout of the Belladone dress.
Ah, very nice.
So it's in large format. And it's great because at the bottom, oh, you can't see it here, but at the bottom it says my name on it, which is pretty fun.
Oh, wow.
Because I
Very
guess
nice.
that's, it prints out like the file name and they put my name in the file.
Very nice.
To know who to send it to. So I'm really excited about this. I'm going to trace it either this week or bring it back with me, and I'll trace it next weekend while I'm here for Easter. So those are the things I've done. Since I'm so close to finishing the Ease and the Starflake,
Yes.
I think I'm going to cast on the Vellichor tomorrow.
Because you just can't stand
Because I just can't stand waiting. Also because there's a, project that happens every April that's called the 100-Day Project. And you're supposed to do something creative every day for 100 days. And it's either that you write or you draw or something. And so I'm going to knit on my Vellichor. At least I'm going to figure out how many rows, or at least,
to finish it in 100
another, at least a half hour a day or something like that, so that I actually get it done, and see if I can get more than that done in 100 days.
Cool.
And then Miss Caitlin Hunter released a new pattern.
Did she?
She did. It's called Festival Doodle. And I love it.
Oh,
and
my
it's amazing.
Lord.
And it's phenomenal. So that's the pattern.
Oh, goodness.
And one of her testers made it cropped. And it's stunning. So I'm going to be making one. It's going to be cropped. I'm going to make the sleeves the full length. And I picked out yarn from my stash. So.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know it's not my usual colors, but neither was my Nil Check and neither was my Shifty. And those are 2 of my favorite sweaters to wear. So we're going with it.
All right.
This is Wool-like, which is a light fingering by Loops and Threads. I got it at Michael's. So it's acrylic, which is going to be a little probably funky, but it's super soft, and I've worked with it for a few other projects, little pieces of other projects, and I like it, but it's also boyfriend-friendly. So I figured let's get some boyfriend-friendly sweaters done. The Vellichor is also boyfriend-friendly. So, yeah, but I couldn't resist. I already own the pattern. I picked up the colors. I've also figured out.
Ready to go.
I need to swatch, but I've also figured out the largest size that I can go with the amount of yarn I have in case I need to do some creative math. because if I don't like the gauge that I get or something,
Right.
or if I like the gauge I get but it doesn't match the gauge, so we're gonna have some fun.
That does sound like fun.
So that is what I've done this week.
I have found a new YouTube podcast
You
that
really
I like.
have.
It's called Time Team, and it's another one from Great Britain. It is a team of archaeologists, and they started, their first one was in 1991. It was like time travel, and it was a special, I think, a 6-episode special.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe it was 1996 when they started doing it as a regular television show with episodes. So season 1, I believe, was 1996, and it went from, I believe, 1996 to 2013 or 2014. So I have years of these things to watch, and I'm finding it absolutely fascinating. Between seeing, let's see, what did we see today? We saw the hideout of Alfred the Great.
Twice. They went back.
That's right. They went, the first time was in the first episode, and then they went back 10 years later with new equipment, and since they had identified things on the Atherley? I don't know. Atherley. I believe it's Atherley Island. And when Alfred was traipsing through the area, this island actually had been more of an island. And that it was surrounded by fens, or wet fens, so a lot of watery bog with swamp grass. There still remains some of that, but a lot of it is silted in. So you could see how Alfred managed to hide from the Danes, or the Vikings, as he was on the run. He apparently was there for a year, recuperating, gathering his forces again, who then went out with the group of people he gathered during that year to Eddington and beat the Vikings at Eddington. So I'm learning all kinds of stuff. So things about, Iron Age and Bronze Age and Mesolithic, and I'm having a ball.
She's having a great time.
I really am. So between Silent Witness, which I haven't watched that much of this week, but I've seen a lot of Time Team, and it's hysterically funny. They do their digs in 3 days.
They do.
So their projects last only 3 days. So they're in, they're out, they're gone. They bring large teams, so that's how they manage to get something done in 3 days. And so I recommend it. Learn a little bit about, history and archaeology, and how climate has been different at different ages. This afternoon, we were looking at England being attached to Europe when I guess there were more ice at the poles, so it had taken up water from the oceans, and so England, where the North Sea is, was actually dry land, and they had saber-toothed tigers, and they had hippos, and they call it Doggerel Land or something like that. Anyway, I'm absolutely fascinated, and I can watch this several times.
Yeah.
So check it out. See.
Yeah.
So
I've been watching Great British Bake Off. I've been catching up on The Voice and The Masked Singer. I don't know what else I've been watching. I don't know.
I've been watching a lot of Governor Cuomo.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I try to remember to turn on the television at 11 a.m. when he does his update.
There's a tickle in my throat, and it's just not going away.
Well, Dad's been doing a lot of drilling around the house. And a lot of dust fell down from the ceiling in the basement, so I'm not surprised.
Wow, makes sense.
Yes. So I think I have done everything that was on my list.
Yeah.
To talk about.
Everyone stay safe.
Yes. We did hear on the news tonight that these next 2 weeks may be the toughest, either for the country or for New York. And since we're in New York, then obviously it's toughest for those of us in this area, like double. So we're both in New York and both in the United States. So Dr. Bricks was saying, try not to go to the grocery store this week if you can possibly avoid it. Wait until next week if you can. And if you can wait 2 weeks, even better. So see what we can do about that. I won't be running out for odds and ends because I can
I was
deal
gonna
with
say,
it.
I realized I have potatoes that we could make into gnocchi over Easter weekend.
That'd be cool.
We can make gnocchi.
We can do that.
We could do that. I should make sure that the potatoes have not fully sprouted, but yes.
We can do. I think I've got some potatoes downstairs.
Then we can make gnocchi.
Sounds great.
Because I know you were saying we should get, we should have something special for Easter. And
we also have those mixes that we can make
yes.
up. We have some gluten-free
shortbread.
Not only that, but gluten-free cinnamon buns.
Oh, we can make those. Lovely. But you had been saying earlier what we need to get from the grocery store. And now after seeing the news, we're both like, maybe we'll just work out of what we have. And now that I remembered yesterday that I have those potatoes, and now I remembered, but we could do gnocchi. I think that'd be fun, and I've made it before. I think that could be fun.
I think it'd be
and
great.
Different.
Yep, we could do that.
Get Dad out of his little comfort zone.
So I know we have enough entrees to last probably 2 weeks. Definitely, because I've got canned turkey. Well, we eat it on the boat.
I know. I think I have enough for at least a week. I might have to go the week after Easter.
Well, let me know, because then you could pick up the chocolate soy milk.
Well, if I go I wouldn't be going before Easter.
Right. Well, I don't need things before Easter.
Okay, we'll talk.
So we'll do. So
I'll be here next weekend.
Exactly.
So. Yes, and I understand that this is not considered, social distancing.
Well, you haven't gone anywhere.
I haven't gone anywhere.
I certainly haven't gone anywhere.
I also live alone, but I also can't work when I'm here as well as I can when I'm at my own apartment.
Well, you could isolate yourself down in the office.
I could, but I don't think Father and I would survive if I lived here.
Not.
Again.
Not.
I love him. He's just a lot. People don't realize how similar he and I are until they spend a significant amount of time with him. So, yeah. So I understand that a lot of people are having trouble not seeing their friends and family. I am struggling very hard not to see my friends. I definitely Yes, I've been doing a lot of virtual hangouts with people over FaceTime and Google.
Do you want to give your warning about Zoom?
Oh, Zoom. Please be careful, y'all. It is not double-ended encrypted, so there are hackers who are getting into it and getting into people's computers via the Zoom app on the computers. They're not getting in as easily through the iOS apps, but be careful, y'all. I know it's free. I know it's simple. Just be careful. Yeah, that's my big thing, is just be careful. If you can use Google Hangouts, that is safer, as well as FaceTime. Those are safer. Those are encrypted. So be careful. But I mean, I'm struggling. I haven't given my parents a hug in about a month, and that's killing me. So yeah, I understand you see me here every weekend, and for those of you who can't go and see your family or won't, or, are more stringently observing the social distancing, please don't think I'm being flippant about this.
If she had gone to work, it'd be a whole other
If
story.
I had gone into Midtown in any time in the last 3 weeks, it would be a different story. I also would have probably moved back home.
Right.
If it were a case of if someone in my apartment building states that they are infected, I will not be coming home anymore. But it's one of those things. I'm very cognizant of the fact that a lot of people are probably going, oh, but you're not social distancing. I'm less than 20 miles away. Yeah. So, it's not,
she hasn't seen anybody.
It's also not a significant distance, away in terms of my bringing any, new germs to the area. Just things I have thought about over the last week and people have brought up to me. And you're not visiting things
just in our neighborhood, so.
Yeah. No. So, as most people are, I am going to the post box to mail my rent check. I'm going to the pharmacy to pick up prescriptions. And I'm going to the grocery store as minimally as possible. I am interacting with the mail, but I go downstairs, I grab it, I bring it upstairs, it gets quarantined for approximately 24 hours. If I can wait that long. The Shelly can did not wait that long. It got wiped down. I was like, nope, we're not waiting. And then it does still get wiped down. So I know I've been struggling with it, but I also know that it's probably better for my mental health and my regular health, because you all notice when I'm acting more ill usually, and I'm just like, oh, it could just be this, and they're like, you sure you're doing okay? So it's just a good check-in, and so I just wanted to point that out and let you all know that we are being safe. This is as close as we have been all day, and this is as close as we've gotten over the last few weeks is when we record. I'm not saying the same for my father, because my father does not, unless he's teasing us, does not know how to keep 6 feet away. But yeah, so that's just what's going on. Didn't mean to bring down the mood, but we are here. We are podcasting, and we are still knitting.
Can you tell?
I know. I hope everyone is safe at home.
Yes.
And if your stash is not
like
this, I hope you are also supporting those in our community who, would be able to provide such yarn needs to you. I know stores are doing shipping. I know indie dyers are still shipping out.
Asylum Fibers is working from home.
Yes, but her full-time job is also insane right now.
Oh, she's going in?
No, but she's working from home, but she works in HR. Mm-hmm. So, I know that that's a bit crazy right now for her too. But I do know, Lola Bean just posted her advent calendars. I'm sorry I'm telling you all this late. They are all sold out now. I did not get one, but I'm just, because I didn't see the announcement in time, 1, and 2, it's a little early for me to think about advent, but not for this one, I know. I saw that face.
It's already up and gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
She sold out within, hours.
I'm sure. I wouldn't have thought to look for an advent calendar at this time of year.
No. But she posted them because she'd gotten she ordered all the yarn for it preemptively.
Got it.
So she wanted to make sure that it got up and in her queue and her dyeing schedule and all that.
Right.
So.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I know a whole bunch of other indies are posting a lot of yarn that they have. Dallas Fiber Weekend was supposed to be this weekend. Was it this weekend or last weekend? Was recently, so I know that
people have supplies.
Mustache did an update yesterday, so there might still be yarn from them. They do self-striping.
Lovely self-striping.
But a lot of places that had shows on their schedule now no longer have those shows for this spring. So check them out. Again, we'll keep the Knitty blog down below that has all the different events listed so that you can check out their vendors and support the community as you can. Always support your local yarn shop if you can as well. Most are shipping. I saw that Brooklyn General was putting out kits to make 7 masks for, a Venmo donation essentially. So that's really great. I don't know if she's going to be putting them up on the shop. I think it was mostly for local people, but I'm not sure. Check out the Instagram. But yeah, just keep in touch with your people.
Absolutely.
Because I know our local knitting group sends out, or we have a small WhatsApp group, and one of the girls sent out a hey, everyone, check in. Head count. Let's do this. So that was really nice. We will have that hangout tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's been lovely being able to hang out with people and be reminded that we don't even have to have a pandemic to be able to do this. Like, the digital hangouts, if people are across the country. So that was something my friends and I last night discussed. We were like, you know,
we could do
this other times. So that was just funny that we all were like, we are very intelligent young ladies. We did not think of doing this before. So, oh well. But I think we have waffled on here long enough.
Thank you for joining us. Keep safe.
And weave in those ends.
Bye-bye.
Bye.